Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Monday morning, afternoon or evening, where we may be at. And today I want to talk about disability and media representation. And lately there is a UK TV soap called Emmerdale, who currently has its first neurodivergent real life character. A actor called Bradley Riches is a autistic man, and it's their first ever neurodivergent character. As a neurodivergent female myself, I want to go into depth and talk about what I think about it. I know I've done little videos critiquing his scenes, but this is going to be a general video about Emmerdale as a general soap. So as a neurodivergent woman, autistic woman myself, and a neurodivergent woman with anxiety issues, I feel that Emmerdale, having him as their first ever real life neurodivergent actor, neurodivergent person in that soap is really crucial, because we're in 2025 and neurodiversity is so much more well known about now. There's people with ADHD, OCD, autism, epilepsy, and different medical conditions that fall within the neurodiversity space. And I feel that Emmerdale, having Bradley Riches as the first officially authentic autistic character in there, is helping to spread the message of positive autism acceptance, autism inclusion, and neurodivergence and neurodiversity acceptance. I think that them having him playing the character of Lewis Barton is really going to help potential other autistic, other neurodivergent or neurodiverse actors try to apply for soaps and jobs within frontline soaps in the media in the future. I think that this is a really good place to start the discussion and to start potential employment prospects and to set the tone for neurodivergent storylines, neurodivergent actors, people who identify as neurodivergent, because again, self-diagnosis is valid for people who may not want to go down the official diagnosis route as such. But I feel that having someone like him who's prominent in the media, has been in other high profile TV situations, I think this is going to be helping the discussion to be a more positive front. I think having someone in such a well beloved, long run TV soap that has such a lot of love, admiration, respect for the characters, for the set, and for people who have been following Emmerdale for quite a long time, it's a good place to know that neurodivergent actors are welcome there, and that you are potentially opening your doors to people with disabilities, because let's face it, a lot of TV soaps do not have neurodivergent or disabled actors in them. I know there is other soaps that do. I know other soaps like Coronation Street have actors with wheelchairs and things like that in it, but again, it is very limited to certain scenes, certain people, certain storylines, and I think that's a shame, because it shows that we are still very behind in the disability representation, neurodiverse representation, and physical disability representation in the media. And I think we've still got a long way to go with regards to full inclusion, full acceptance, and full awareness, but it is showing that it is getting a little bit better to be understood, and to have disabled actors, real life disabled actors, to be able to have their first ever job, their first ever storyline in a big soap that has such a loyal fan base, a loyal respect base, people who adore Emmerdale. And as someone who's been watching Emmerdale on and off for many years now, to find out that you guys are having this neurodivergent actor in, I absolutely love it. I think it's great, because again, neurodivergent people like me who are not actors, or people who are not in the famous acting space, or have no qualifications of acting or drama, or have never been in the drama space, or even studied drama, or even been slightly interested in it, I think this is a great step forward to have full inclusivity and full respect. And I think it shows that anyone who is considering being an actor or actress, or someone who wants to consider working within the TV media space, can know that they are going to be included and accepted, and potentially offered an interview to do a TV soap or a TV drama, whether that's a frontline role like Lewis Barton or a behind the scenes role. It still means that we are getting a lot better with the inclusion and the acceptance, and opening our eyes to disability, whether that's physical, mental, intellectual, developmental. We are opening our eyes, opening our ears to the discussion around the table. And I think that it's been more about time, because it is slowly starting to get more and more out there in the wider public, the wider society, the wider spectrum, if you want to call it that. And I think that we are in a lot of a better place now than what we used to be. I think Emmerdale's showing that they are willing to have this autistic actor, autistic man, neurodivergent storyline, shows that they are willing to put in a neurodivergent storyline in place and to offer him adaptations, like we saw the other day. There is scenes where he has his headphones on. There's a scene where Nicola actually talks to him and says, "Oh, explain to me why you get overwhelmed, what's wrong, how are you, what's happening, talk to me." And I think that shows that they are starting to learn, they are starting to realise that people aren't built differently, wired differently, and that's okay, that we shouldn't be ashamed of the word disability or neurodivergency or neurodivergent, or ashamed of disability or mental health in general. I think we have come a long way in that realm of things, that space of things, and I really am enjoying seeing his storylines unfolding as he relates to the characters, his communication style, his dress sense, the way that he is around certain people. And I think that this is going to be slowly unfolding in the next few weeks and months to come, seeing how he makes friends with the other village members like Dr. Liam and obviously his brother Ross. And then now we're seeing he's getting more friendship with Nicola, and now we're seeing him talking to Steph and his brother, and he's trying to set up that kind of romantic relationship that he knew they were together previously before. I think again that's going to show him trying to understand humour and romance and emotions, because again that is something that neurodivergent, autistic people with neurodivergences get accused of. Oh, well, you don't get emotions, you don't communicate properly, you're rude, you're blunt, you're cold. And that this is showing that we are not. This is showing that we are more than willing to learn our boundaries. And I think also it is shown that Lewis is being successfully communicating with different people. I think the relationships that he sees unfolding is going to help the autism side of things, so that we're not these rude, blunt, cold people, we're not hateful and stuff. And I think that having him on this soap is really opening up the discussion for us and showing that disabled actors can work in a frontline soap and a frontline drama. And I think the more we include them and the more we include other neurodivergent, disabled, mental health disabled people, I think it's going to show that TV Soapland has got a lot better with including people with disabilities. But again, we are still very much behind in that time frame of things, unfortunately. But I think this being a step forward is going to help, and it shouldn't be just about actors who are qualified or study drama or been through drama school or theatre school. It should be about normal members of the public who could be included in this. I think having someone with a disability like autism, epilepsy, OCD, any form of other neurodivergence, whether they're in the LGBTQIA plus space as well, it'd be amazing to see some more neurodiverse people from many different backgrounds. But I just want to share my thoughts on what it's like to be a neurodivergent person, a neurodivergent woman, and I look forward to seeing how Emmerdale adapts to him and his autism and how Lewis expresses himself. And I think that it's going to be a good way of showing autism in many different ways, communication based, emotion based, friendships based. I think it's going to be good to see how he copes being around different people and the sensory environment, the auditory environment. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!